Surprisingly, July is a busy time in the garden, particularly if you have fruit trees and roses that need pruning, but a little more on that later. But it's also a very good time to get your garden ready for spring. So add organic matter to your garden now while the soil temperatures are low, and it will break down beautifully as the temperatures rise in the months ahead. Also, look at your potted plants and move any which may suffer from frost into a more protected area. With all that beautiful rain we've been having, make sure this doesn't happen to your pot plant. It's sitting in a saucer full of water. And if we don't empty that water out of the saucer, this plant won't make spring. Hey, I'm absolutely delighted. Remember those potatoes we planted out a few weeks ago? Well, look at them, they've come through. All I'm going to do now is roll the bag up a little bit, add some more compost, and we'll check them next month. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's pruning time. Roses, fruit trees and shrubs can be pruned now right through until August. And pruning creates vigour, creates new flowers, and in the case of fruit trees, beautiful fruit. Now, this is my kumquat. Technically, it's not in the citrus group, but it's closely related. And it's about time it had a bit of a shape up. Kumquats grow well in large tubs, but in the garden they grow to about 3 metres. But you need to make sure they're in a sunny spot. Their bright orange fruit looks great and will remain on the tree for many months. Now, they're not good eating off the tree, but there's nothing better than a really good kumquat marmalade. And if you like brandy kumquats, fantastic with ice cream. And prune hydrangeas now as well. Look for fat double buds and prune just above them. Now, let's talk seeds. What do you want in your garden this spring? Well, you can sow alyssum, calendula, dianthus, daisies, foxglove, hollyhock, lobelia, nasturtium. What about pansies for some fast colour? And if you prefer to plant seedlings, you can put viola, wallflowers, carnations and stocks in right now. Broccoli, onions and cabbage can be sown from seed or planted out right now. And other veggie seedlings that get into the ground include beetroot, Asian greens and silver beet. Now, for a number of reasons, this rose is not performing. And because it's the right time of the year to move them, I'm going to cut it back, dig it out and put it in a sunnier spot. And if your dream is to have beautiful roses like this for your garden, get into your nursery now to make sure you don't miss out on your favourites. Most perennial plants are dormant now, so if you divide them, you'll have more plants for spring. Think delphiniums, clivias, agapanthus and herbs. And I couldn't finish off today without mentioning camellias. And Camellia japonica is one of my most favourite plants, and it really offers the gardener a lifetime of rewards with continuing flowering and hardiness. And they really are easy to grow here in South Australia. They can be planted in tubs, garden beds, or even tucked in amongst other plants. They work as a hedge, a border, or even a screen. A camellia specialist can tell you the best camellia that's suited to your garden. You'll find them at places like Newman's Nursery at Tea Tree Gully. But I must warn you, growing camellias can be very addictive.